I don't know. Again, I'm hesitant to say we know it must have been Washington. I can't say that because we just don't know. But it's very clear that we have foreclosed Berlin's options. Berlin was drifting away from this alliance. Olaf Scholz said, "I'm not sending any more equipment. I won't send any tanks." Well, now he's in a bind because the United States has simply robbed him of the option of bailing out. Who's going to supply him with gas and oil and coal and everything else if he bails out? Where does he turn now? And remember, the Germans, who are facing terrible consequences at home, refuse to restart nuclear power plants. They're instead looking at floating plants that produce electricity from oil, floating, presumably in the North Sea or something. It's just the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Floating.
I mean, the Germans shot themselves in the foot. They didn't have to be as dependent as they were on the Russians. But I think the problem for us is this. This German government is not going to last. Just as we've seen the government fall in Italy, we're going to see the government fall in Germany. Now, I'm not saying the next one that comes in will completely break with us, but I think we're on the very slippery, dangerous path that we never wanted to be on, which is the path to the end of NATO. The only people interested in going to war seem to be the Poles. Well, I think that most of October will be taken up with assembling and positioning forces, though it's not impossible that some forces could take the offensive, Russian forces, before the end of October. There are some people who are telling me that the Russian forces that are assembling in Belarusia, White Russia, north of Kiev, are already prepared to enter the fight. That could be. But I think that the Ukrainians who are being bled white by these counterattacks are just about out of manpower. And when that manpower runs out, I would